Lightning really do look like galaxies. It looks like something otherworldly.
It is, and thankfully, you know, these are always best admired from a distance, and thankfully it's not affecting any land areas, and hopefully never will, at least in the near term. It's not going to really impact anyone directly. It's actually weakened as well. It had been a Cat 5 last night. About 12 hours later, we started to see it weakening, and it will likely continue weakening, albeit slowly, in the coming days. And thankfully through the weekend, we're not going to see much change to the storm itself, as it has started to slow down a bit. It'll stay generally north of the islands, beginning to see some associated rainfall across the leewards, but otherwise the center of the storm is well offshore of Antigua, Bermuda, and the rest of the islands. The intensity of the storm, as we mentioned, has come down, but still a powerful 150-mile-an-hour Category 4 hurricane. Thankfully, in the near future, so through the weekend into early next week, wind field is not going to affect the islands. They'll certainly see some higher surf, but not directly impacting the islands at all. We won't see tropical storm force winds there. It is going to stay north of the islands, gradually making a turn as we head toward Tuesday and into Wednesday. The model consensus, and again, a lot could happen because we're going to have to see exactly when it starts making that turn. The model consensus, now this is going beyond 5 days, does have it remaining well off the East Coast and possibly impacting Bermuda, but at this point it would be a weaker storm. Here's why. What may be helping to weaken the storm slightly right now is some overrunning wind shear. Not particularly strong, but there is some. That wind shear after day 5 is really going to start ramping up across the western part of the Atlantic. So as it starts to move northward, and here's Bermuda, that wind shear really starts to skyrocket, and that should help to weaken the storm further. Note the winds and wind shear off the east coast of the United States. I don't think this is going to be coming anywhere, especially along the eastern seaboard. It is possible whatever is the structure of the storm as it moves northward could impact New England, but that wouldn't be until next weekend. Elsewhere in the tropics, we also have, not to ignore it, Tropical Storm Margot. This one is expected to become possibly a hurricane, but also looks like it will remain out over open waters in the Atlantic, so no threat to land at all from that one. We had some storms that moved in mainly to our west, and our western parishes did get on some of the rain. Most of the stronger storms, though, stayed well to our west during the day today, and we benefited from the cloud cover. This is all associated with another upper disturbance that is pushing south, and it's going to be this feature that also brings down the drier air. There is a little debate, at least internally, as I'm forecasting the temperatures for tomorrow, with whether or not we get another little complex of storms to our west to increase our cloud cover tomorrow. This model really has nothing that would bring in additional cloud cover during the day on Saturday. So mostly sunny skies. Our high resolution model, although it's backed off a little bit, does have a little weak complex of storms to our west during the day tomorrow, and that may be enough to send in a bit of cloud cover during the midday and afternoon hours. If we can get a little bit more cloud cover during that time frame, maybe we stay more upper 80s to near 90. If we stay under mostly sunny skies, it would probably be more lower 90s. Either way, it is still hot, but it will be less humid, and the humidity levels actually look to stay fairly comfortable through next Friday. Might see them spike a little bit on Tuesday of next week as we see another front move through and keep that drier air in place. Not talking fall-like feel yet, but boy, I like the transition that has seemed to be coming our way. Dew points just to our north are in the 50s and 60s, not yet tapping into the drier air in southeast Louisiana, but Macomb's dew point is right now at 63, so we are starting to get into that drier air. And the upper pattern over the next several days, really going well beyond next week, will continue to favor this upper troughing, which is what starts bringing down the cooler and less humid air. We're in the 80s outside right now. Today's high did hit 90 degrees, and it's amazing when we're celebrating 90, making it feel like that was cool. We will be lower 90s, again, maybe some upper 80s depending on our cloud cover tomorrow, but it will feel nicer through Monday. Brief warm up before temperatures actually seasonal as we head toward the end of next week.